What's the difference between God and your mother-in-law? God doesn't think she's your mother-in-law. Hi, I'm Jerry Sandusky. That's Jerry with a G, and in this video, I'll show you how to handle the dangerous terrain of using humor in your presentations. I am not trained to fly a plane, so I make a point of never starting a presentation by loading my audience onto a plane, taxiing down the runway, and hoping by beginner's luck I somehow pull off flying a plane. But people who have no experience with writing comedy and no idea how to pull off humor think opening a presentation with a joke is a good idea. It's not. Humor is high risk. You run the risk of bombing on your jokes right out of the gate, too. And you also run the risk of offending your audience. I've done both. Awkward. If you insist on incorporating humor in your presentation, here are a few guidelines that may not win you a job on Saturday Night Live, but will at least minimize the damage you may do otherwise. Guideline number 1, never make fun of anyone other than yourself. Look, I have one of the worst sounding names going. I know that, and you know that. So in presentations, I will frequently and early in the presentation let people know I'm Jerry with a G, no relation to Jerry with a J, the former Penn State coach. Or as my wife likes to say, G is good Jerry, J is jail Jerry. Okay, so technically I am making a little fun of him, but let's be honest here, he's kind of made my life a little more challenging than I was hoping for. Sorry if he's the occasional brunt of one of my jokes. What I did was just take something that was quite obvious, something everyone thinks of, and I had a little fun with it. It's natural humor. By showing that I'm able to have fun with my situation, it relaxes the room, and we can move on. That's the role of humor in a presentation. Guideline number 2, don't announce your jokes. This just sets you up for failure. I've seen dozens of presenters make this mistake by saying, I want to tell you a funny story, or I'm going to tell you a funny joke. No, just tell the joke. If it's funny, the audience will laugh. If it's not funny, you at least haven't made matters worse by first amping up expectations. Guideline number 3, sell the punchline. Too often when presenters use humor, they don't commit to it. Believe me, if you don't commit to it, neither will your audience. When you get to the punchline, lay out. Stop talking for a beat. Let it sit with the audience. Give the audience time to respond. What's the key to humor? Timing. Did you feel that extra little pause I built in there? When you first start to do this, it'll feel awkward and risky. It'll feel like you're hanging out there. But I warned you up front, humor is risky. Deliver a line you really believe in and then let the power of the pause help it sink in. Even if it's not a great line, a great delivery can bail you out of a jam. I'll leave you with this one glaring piece of advice. If no one has ever told you that you're funny, if you've never cracked up a dinner party with a funny line, try something other than humor in a presentation. Humor looks effortless when handled by people who know what they're doing, kind of like flying a plane. But in the wrong hands, they can both lead to regrettable outcomes. Until next time, the hay's in the barn.